Many know Cassie Ventura as a singer and model whose hit Me and You made her a star. But behind the glamour, Cassie's life was marked by a hidden struggle. For over a decade, she was in a relationship with music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, a relationship that began when she was just 19 and was defined by control and pain. Cassie's journey is a powerful reminder that public images can hide private battles. Today, we're not just talking about Cassie the artist, but Cassie the survivor, someone who turned private pain into a public call for justice. Her story is now a pivotal chapter in the conversation about power, abuse, and resilience. From the very beginning, Cassie's relationship with Combs was marked by a profound and unmistakable power imbalance. He wasn't just her romantic partner, he was also her boss, the person who held the keys to her career, her ambitions, and, as it turned out, her sense of self. This dual role gave Combs an extraordinary level of influence over nearly every aspect of Cassie's life, both professionally and personally. The lines between work and love blurred, leaving Cassie in a vulnerable position where saying no could mean risking everything she had worked for. What may have started as a relationship filled with hope and opportunity soon began to unravel. The promise of partnership and shared dreams was quickly overshadowed by a relentless cycle of control, manipulation, and emotional turmoil. Cassie found herself walking on eggshells, never knowing what might set Combs off or how he might use his power against her. The home, which should have been a place of safety, became another arena for conflict and fear. In her testimony, Cassie described a harrowing pattern of violence, threats, and psychological manipulation. Combs would use his words and actions to make her feel small, powerless, and utterly dependent on him. He convinced her that her safety, her future, and even her very identity were tied to his approval and control. The fear was constant, and the sense of being trapped grew stronger with each passing day. The abuse Cassie endured was not just physical, it was deeply psychological. Evidence, such as the 2016 hotel video showing Combs assaulting her, only scratches the surface of what she experienced behind closed doors. The footage is a chilling reminder that abuse can happen anywhere, even in places that seem safe or anonymous. For Cassie, every hotel room, every hallway, became a potential site of danger and humiliation. Cassie recounted being forced into degrading and humiliating situations, all meticulously orchestrated to break her spirit and reinforce Combs's dominance. Isolation became a tool of control. She was cut off from friends, family, and anyone who might offer support or help her escape. The emotional toll was immense, leaving her feeling alone, ashamed, and powerless to change her circumstances. Cassie's story is a powerful illustration of how coercive control can erode a person's sense of self-worth and autonomy. When one person holds all the power, financial, emotional, and physical, it becomes nearly impossible for the other to break free. The scars left by this kind of abuse are often invisible, but they run deep, affecting every aspect of a survivor's life. Cassie's experience serves as a stark reminder that the realities of abuse can be hidden behind even the most glamorous and enviable lives. Behind the scenes, away from the spotlight, the pain and isolation are all too real. Her courage in speaking out shines a light on the hidden struggles so many endure in silence, urging us to look beyond appearances and listen to the stories that need to be told. The trial of Sean Combs sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, captivating the public and igniting intense debate across the nation. For weeks, the courthouse steps became a stage for both supporters and critics, as the world watched a high-profile figure face the full weight of the justice system. The case was more than just a legal proceeding, it was a cultural moment, forcing society to confront uncomfortable truths about power, celebrity, and accountability. The proceedings challenged the long-standing culture of silence that has often shielded the powerful from scrutiny. Protesters gathered outside, demanding transparency and justice, while inside, the tension was palpable. The trial became a rallying point for advocates against abuse, and a test of whether the legal system could truly hold influential figures accountable. Combs faced a series of serious federal charges, including racketeering and sex trafficking, each carrying the potential for significant prison time. The prosecution presented a mountain of evidence, from financial records to witness testimony, painting a picture of a man who used his status to exploit and intimidate. The defense, meanwhile, argued that Combs was being targeted because of his fame, but the facts spoke for themselves. Ultimately, the jury found Combs guilty on 2 counts of transportation for prostitution. The verdict was met with a mix of relief and disbelief as the courtroom erupted in emotion. For many, it was a moment of validation, a sign that justice could be served, even when the defendant was a household name. The jury's decision marked the first time Combs was held criminally responsible for his actions, sending a powerful message that no one, regardless of their influence or celebrity, is above the law. The deliberations were lengthy and intense, reflecting the gravity of the charges and the responsibility placed on the jurors' shoulders. During the trial, the defense admitted to incidents of domestic violence, but the overwhelming evidence left little room for doubt. Witnesses bravely recounted their experiences, and the emotional testimony underscored the real human cost of Combs's actions. The legal teams battled fiercely, but the truth could not be ignored. In the end, Combs was sentenced to 50 months in federal prison, a significant punishment that reflected the seriousness of his crimes. The sentence was seen as both a warning and a precedent, demonstrating that the justice system can and will act, even in cases involving the rich and famous. This case became a landmark for victims of abuse everywhere, inspiring hope and courage in those who have long felt powerless. Survivors and advocates gathered in solidarity, their voices amplified by the outcome. The trial showed that justice is possible, even when the odds seem insurmountable, and that the stories of the vulnerable matter. The conviction stands as a symbol of a broader cultural shift toward accountability and transparency. It is a reminder that the pursuit of justice is ongoing, and that society must continue to demand fairness, no matter who is on trial. At the heart of the case was Cassie's testimony, an act of extraordinary bravery. In a courtroom filled with tension and anticipation, Cassie took her place on the witness stand, fully aware of the weight her words would carry. The silence in the room was palpable as she prepared to share her story, knowing that her voice could change the course of many lives, not just her own. 9 months pregnant, she spent 4 grueling days recounting years of abuse, each detail more harrowing than the last. Supported by evidence like injury photos and the 2016 video, Cassie's testimony painted a vivid picture of the pain she endured. Every moment on the stand was a test of her strength, as she relived traumatic memories in front of strangers, lawyers, and her abuser. The physical toll of pregnancy made her ordeal even more challenging, but she pressed on, determined to be heard. Her calm, steady presence gave credibility to her words and resonated deeply with the jury. Despite the emotional weight of her testimony, Cassie never faltered. Her unwavering composure under relentless cross-examination made it clear that she was telling the truth. The jurors watched her closely, moved by her sincerity and the quiet strength she displayed throughout the proceedings. Cassie's journey to the witness stand began with a civil lawsuit in 2023, a bold step that required immense courage. This lawsuit not only sought justice for herself, but also opened the door for other accusers to come forward and for a federal investigation to begin. Her willingness to take legal action set a powerful example, showing others that it was possible to challenge those who seemed untouchable. By testifying, she stood up not just for herself, but for countless others silenced by powerful abusers. Her words echoed through the courtroom, giving hope to those who had suffered in silence for years. Cassie's courage became a rallying point, inspiring others to find their own voices and seek justice, no matter how daunting the path. Her courage has inspired many, showing that it's possible to break free and seek justice. Cassie's story spread beyond the courtroom, reaching survivors and advocates across the country. Her resilience became a beacon of hope, reminding everyone that change is possible when even one person dares to speak the truth. Cassie's voice became a catalyst for change. Her testimony sparked conversations about accountability and the importance of believing survivors. In the days and weeks that followed, more people felt empowered to come forward, inspired by her example and the impact of her words. She proved that one person's truth can hold even the most powerful accountable. Cassie's courageous stand will be remembered as a turning point, a moment when justice was not just sought, but demanded, and when the power of a single voice changed everything. Before sentencing, Cassie delivered a raw victim impact statement, revealing the deep scars left by years of abuse. She described testifying as the most traumatic chapter of her life, and shared her ongoing struggles with PTSD, nightmares, and anxiety. Cassie's honesty about her mental health helps destigmatize the psychological toll of abuse. Her words reminded the court that the suffering doesn't end when the relationship does. The scars last. By sharing her pain, Cassie gave a voice to countless silent survivors. Her statement made clear the human cost of Combs' crimes, influencing the judge's decision. It was a plea for recognition, healing, and real accountability. One of the most chilling parts of Cassie's statement was her fear of retaliation from Combs. She moved her family out of New York, living in constant anxiety that his reach could still harm them. This fear is a reality for many who speak out against powerful abusers. The threat doesn't end with the abuse. Other accusers, represented by attorney Gloria Allred, echoed this fear, highlighting the climate of intimidation Combs created. His prison sentence brought some relief, offering a window of safety for Cassie and others. While the fear may never fully disappear, knowing he's behind bars allows survivors to begin healing. It's a crucial step toward reclaiming peace. Cassie was supported by a dedicated legal team, including Doug Wigdor, who praised her courage and the significance of the sentence. Wigdor emphasized that while nothing can undo the trauma, the 50-month sentence is a form of accountability and validation. Gloria Allred, representing other accusers, highlighted the collective fear and the broader pattern of abuse. These advocates do more than argue in court. They amplify survivors' voices and help them navigate a re-traumatizing system. Their support allows survivors like Cassie to focus on healing and justice. The work of legal advocates is essential in turning personal pain into meaningful change. They help ensure the powerless are finally heard. Combs' 50-month sentence is a landmark for Cassie and other survivors. While some say it's not enough, it's a formal declaration that her pain was real and her abuser is being held accountable. The sentence sends a message. The system can work, and speaking out matters. For Cassie, it means a window of safety and a chance to heal without constant fear. The verdict chips away at the culture of impunity that has protected the powerful for too long. It's a pivotal step toward justice and a beacon of hope for others. No one is above the law. Cassie Ventura's journey is now a story of hope, resilience, and the power of truth. Her bravery has inspired a crucial conversation and shown that healing is possible. Cassie's public stand tells others, you are not alone, your story matters, and you deserve to be heard. She's helped dismantle the stigma around abuse, creating space for others to seek justice. Justice is more than a sentence. It's about building a world where abuse isn't tolerated and survivors are supported. Cassie's courage laid a new foundation. It's up to us to continue building on it. Her story proves that even after the darkest night, hope and recovery are possible. Let her voice be a guiding light for all who need it.